Hello, today we are going to look at another JavaScript framework which is similar to Knockout. It's called AngularJS. This is, in my opinion, definitely more comprehensive framework which has much more function that other JavaScript library has. So in order to install, this is a new ASP.NET application. So in order to install, just start AngularJS NuGet package manager, and here inside online, if you type in search Angular, you will see a lot of packages. So my advice, I made a mistake and I don't want you to repeat it. Don't install everything. Install just regular AngularJS and it will be good enough, because and especially when you install you need to install this package AngularJS. It usually comes the first. And in addition, if you develop in TypeScript, you also need to download strongly typed classes of AngularJS in TypeScript. So just add TypeScript and you will get this DT definite type. Also, don't try to install more than you are going to use. Especially it is true for AngularJS type defined types. If you install another packages, that's a lot of them, and in my opinion, I used to have an opinion that the more I install, the more support I get, and the better my my project and development process will be, and it appeared not true. So you will, if you install something with version of definite type less than 0.9, you will get a lot of error because they change it significantly, declarations of models, and you will get a lot of errors. And when you try to correct one of them, you create another and it will be a mess. So I just completely deleted the project that I showed and created a new one. So this is minimalistic approach will be optimal in this case. After you install this, you need to include your AngularJS to application. So first of all, you can open bundle config, and in bundle config, just copy existing library like jQuery, and I included here also AngularJS. The same principle works here. Initially I included Angular with star. It means, and it added a pretty good number of JavaScript helper files, and I also got a lot of errors, and when I'm trying to fix them, I again created more problem than I solved. So include here only those features that you're going to use. Right now we are going to use only Angular Basics, so just include. This is a bundle, but it will be included with one file. And the second, after you included this bundle, we need to render it. And in order to render it, open layout, and here you can see after usually, and it's even better to define it below all bundles that may be used by AngularJS. So it's definitely jQuery, it has to be after it, and certainly it may be Bootstrap, because it may use Bootstrap as well. So the approach is, when you include bundles, include them to the end. And also another settings that you need to set in order to make AngularJS correctly processing HTML file. In HTML attribute, you have to include this ng-up attribute. Right now it's empty. When we will use modules, we will include the current model that we are going to use in this case, but right now you just need to add it, and it will be enough. Just edit ng-app, but in other IntelliSense inside of HTML inspection doesn't complain. We just assign this empty string value. That's it. So we can close layout HTML, saving settings, and also let's open our HTML file, index.html. First of all, that you need to do is define a controller and give it a name. AngularJS uses MVC approach, so we have models, we have controllers, and we have view. In this case, we define controller with a directive. It's called a directive. Directive is mainly used in AngularJS to change DOM. We give ng controller and assign its name pet. After this, I created in my script folder, I created TS TypeScript file, and it automatically compiles to JavaScript file. And when you drag this Angular example to this section, and you need to render this section in order to add this script, it automatically adds a correct JavaScript file, because TypeScript is before using compile it to normal JavaScript. Okay, so let's open our JavaScript. First of all, that it is required to do, it is define our controller. Our controller had a name pet, and we create a function, and this is a TypeScript of creating a short way creating functions. And you can see it's compiled to JavaScript and with normal function definition. So we have a function pet, which is controller. It has the same name that you defined inside your directive. And then this function accepts variable scope. And variable scope, this is your namespace where you can create different variables that then you can use in your view. You can see here that I'm also using object-oriented with approach with TypeScript, but let's start from the simple. Let's just define name. It's better because we will use a class pet. It will be nickname, and let's give it nickname Casper. And I suggest you to use all strict rules of TypeScript. So finalize every line with semicolon, and also ReSharper advise you to do so. And we can see now that this is our model. It is defined on scope, and it text value, and it has a value Casper. It means that we can go to our HTML, and we inside this div, we can, in double curly braces, we just put a name, and let's delete for now this line. Okay, and let's see our result. We have nothing like this. Okay, it is name, and on our scope we have, I don't understand why. Did they save it? Okay, scope, nickname, I see. Because I changed it, name variable to nickname, that's why I can use nickname in our view. It used to be name, but if we're talking about nickname, about the pets, nickname is more appropriate. And when we change it, and let's include netdaemon, enable live reload for Chrome, and let's activate this property inside Chrome, so we don't need to hit R every time we change our documents. And you can see that we have this binding works. We have this pet name Casper. Everything is fine, and this is how binding works. Let's check time. Well, it's 12. Okay, the last function for this tutorial. When we bind our text to the div, div it's a static element. It just contains text, and in this case we can change it inside our view, and to see that our two-way data binding works. In order to do this, let's define input field, and instead of using this HTML helpers for the lack of time, I will use just simply input elements, just because HTML helpers is just a little bit longer way. Take, and type will be text, and here inside an element that is editable, so which can be edited inside HTML, so the final user can edit, we need to define a directory which is called ngModel, and this is very logical just because this is part of our model, and we have to set it with the same name like we have our binding to our div element, and it is nickname, and let's close it, and after I save it, it immediately starts, and before this input field, let's include a label, and label, and let's just put it, what's the name of your pet? Pet question mark, save it, and yeah. And in this field I can now change. We have one pet whose name is Casper, and we have another, and his name is Jory. And you see, I changed my input field value, and it binds it to the div text element. This is two-way data binding with AngularJS, and this is our first part. Probably it will be, I don't know, it's so wide, it at least twice as much as Knockout. So in Knockout I had 4 tutorials. Probably for this will be about 8 or something, but in any case, see you in the tutorial 2. Thank you, bye.